Hey guys, Israelite Prepper here. Just wanted to do a quick video talking about sacrifice. And in this walk, in this path, in this journey of coming out of her, my people, and be ye separate, there's a lot of sacrifices that need to be made. It's a question of faith. It's a question of what are you willing to do? And I have to say that a brother of mine, who I feel like he's a brother, you know, following Yeshua, if you watch his channel, he has a couple of videos and he says it's not enough to know. It's like a lot of us, we can go back and forth through the Bible, but will we finally do it? Will we do what we believe? Will we walk the talk? Because there's a lot of talk out there, a lot of videos. If you've been looking at YouTube, you can see many channels of and every variety of Israelite, Hebrew Israelite, and their doctrine, and the teachings, and the yellings, and the screamings, and the berating people. And I'm not talking about one particular group or anything like that, because you have one end of the spectrum and you have the other end of the spectrum. But at the end of the day, when the rubber meets the road, who's doing? Who's actually putting their hand to the plow and doing what they believe, doing what they say they believe? Was your faith? Because we can go find scriptures where it says, you know, to be separate yourself from, you know, the heathens and things like that. We can find scriptures like that. So this particular video isn't about how many scriptures I can spout out to you. It's really about sacrifice. And I can tell you, for my sacrifice, I'm, you know, born and raised in Texas, and I'm self-employed, and the bulk of my clients are in Texas. And you know, I do insurance. Now, I was living in a tiny little apartment in Texas, just a tiny little apartment, me and my family. And I moved out to Arizona because I wanted to acquire a piece of land. So I got 40 acres up in the mountains and stuff, and I wanted to be closer here. But it's a bit of a sacrifice because I just moved away from everything that I've known. And it's a sacrifice. Being scared, it's stepping out on faith. Being scared because you're like, oh, Lord, are you sure this is what you want me to do? It really comes down to that. What do you believe what you say you believe? It really comes down to that. And I'm trying to be a man of my word, a man of my faith. I don't want to just have it internalized. I want it to be externally executed. You know, they say faith without works is dead. So I want you to be able to see my faith. And I'm proving it to myself. I'm not really proving it to you per se, but I wanted to see for myself, do I really believe this? You know, on the other channel where all my lessons are, Fountain of Israel on YouTube, I preach a lot, I teach a lot, I do. But I also want to be a doer. And so I packed up, you know, from Texas and moved out here to Arizona, had a tiny little apartment. And now I'm in a 3,000 square foot, 5-bedroom home, and with a loft and all the creature comforts, you know, the big screen TV and all the, you know, the Fire Stick and all the streaming services and so on and so forth. But I don't tell you that to impress you. Please don't be impressed, because if someone told me, I wouldn't be impressed either. I just said to impress upon you that all that is gonna go too, because I'm not on the land right now. And it is not about those things. It's not about those creature comforts. See, because I question myself when I imagine that, hey, one day I'm gonna leave all this. I won't be, you know, looking at the football game, and I won't be sitting back in the recliner and all this other stuff right now. I gotta get out on the land. I gotta build something. I gotta do all those things. And then I question myself when I imagine a day when I don't have that. When I imagine a day that, hey, I won't be able to just relax and do that. And I knew that it seemed like it was the world tugging at me, pulling. Hey, no, the big screen. Hey, the convenience of the city, you know. Hey, the mall. So I knew the world was tugging and pulling to keep me here, to keep me in these cities as long as possible, So for when it's time for me to escape and flee to the mountains, it's too late. That's the trap, that's the trick. I have a wife who's a school teacher, and she's going to be quitting her job because I don't like the idea of a man having authority over my wife. But do I believe that? Or will I let the idea of, hey, you know what, she has this paycheck, and you know, I need that paycheck, and I need our income to be this and that, this and that. Comes down to what do you believe, see? So I'll give up the big house. I'll give up that particular extra income. But I'm doing it because I believe. And I'm willing to make the sacrifice. I believe. I made the sacrifice in the dietary law. I made the sacrifice in the Sabbath. So the question I have for me, and the question that you could ask yourself, are you all in? Or are you just dipping your pinky toe in there? Are you committed and submitted to the Most High and to the Messiah? Are you? Or are you committed to the idols in your mind, the things that tug at your heart, the things that pull you away from something you know you should be doing? If the Most High put it on your heart, so He put it on my heart to flee to the mountains. He put it on my heart to start a community to help others. And so I'm willing to sacrifice my own personal comfort in order that I can answer the call. I need to answer the call. It's about sacrifice. So Brother Robert, you're gonna give up all these things? I try not to focus so much on what I'm giving up, and I'm trying to focus more on what I'm gaining. In fact, I wish I would have moved out a lot sooner. I wish I could have had that experience to raise my kids. Because I got an adult son and teenagers, but I wish I would have moved sooner so that my kids would have less influence of the world. That they could have been in homeschool. It's actually taking me much too long because I'm trying to do it by myself, but it's taking me much too long. But it's about the sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to put my hand to the plow. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is. And that's what Remnant Ranch is going to be about. It's going to be for those brothers and sisters, regardless of hue. It's going to be for those who are willing to sacrifice for the betterment of the community. It's that simple. Sacrifice. It's one thing to say you believe. It's an entirely different thing to walk it out, to do it, to step out and putting your trust in whom you say you serve. It's about sacrifice. That's what I'm willing to do. I don't know what you're willing to do, but I just wanted to share that with you. That my goal is to be all in for Israel, for the Most High Yah, and for Yeshua Jesus, our Messiah. Till next time, Shalom, Israel.